Hey guys, so there's something that I have not told you guys leading up to this point and the day that this actually happened. So I've been keeping the secret from you guys. So, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know this video is gonna probably come as a shock to a lot of people because I didn't really tell a lot of people that this would be happening, but on March 16th I had sinus surgery. So I wanted to make a video explaining why I had sinus surgery and give a little health update on how I'm currently doing. So, basically what sinus surgery is when they have to go up and clean out your sinuses because of how cystic fibrosis has affected your sinuses. So for me, mucus can clog the ducts, the different passages of my sinuses, making it hard to breathe, making it hard to smell, causing polyps to develop, which can lead to sinus infections. And this is what had been going on for a while. I really couldn't smell for a very long time. I mean, I could, but not very well. And it was starting to get to the point where I was getting headaches and I just really couldn't breathe through my sinuses. So it was time that I had sinus surgery. This wasn't my first time having sinus surgery. I have had sinus surgery in 2006, 2008 I believe, and then this year. And which is pretty good to have like a 10-year span between the last time I had a sinus surgery. So that's really, really good. But yes, I had to have sinus surgery and I had it scheduled a couple days before my spring break. That way I would have a spring break to recover. And before I continue on, I know this is a shock and I know I'm just talking about nonchalant, and I know there are people who are thinking like, wait, why didn't you tell us, or did you know this was going to happen? I knew for a long time that this was going to happen. I knew last year that I would need to have surgery. It was just scheduling it, and my spring break was the only time to really schedule it. So I did know leading up to it that I would be having sinus surgery. I knew for quite a while. And the reason why I'm talking nonchalant, like it's no big deal that it's sinus surgery, is because it just kind of comes with the CF life. It's just something I have to deal with, and to me it's not a very scary surgery, I guess you could say. It's just something that has to be done sometimes. Before I begin to talk about the recovery process and all that, I'm gonna say I will probably get detailed about what happened. So if you're uncomfortable with talking about blood or IVs, it might be recommended that you exit out now, because I don't know how detailed I'm gonna start talking. So I'm just putting it out there. Right here, right now. So leading up to the surgery, I was fine. The only difference was that this was my first time having it done on the adult side rather than the pediatric side. It's a very different, not style, but it's a very different process than pediatric, so I had to adjust to that. Also, I was not going to be hospitalized because usually with pediatric, after your sinus surgery, they like to keep you just so they can watch you and make sure everything's going all right. On the adult side, they don't hospitalize you unless it's absolutely necessary. So for me, it wasn't absolutely necessary. So that was something that I had to get used to, but I was very glad I didn't have to get hospitalized. I was able to recover at home. So check in, everything's going great, I'm relaxed, you know, I'm just gonna go in, have sinus surgery, it's gonna go great. And here's when a couple things start to go a little bit wrong. The anesthesiologist, nice person, loved her, she was great. The only thing was, I should have mentioned this at the time, but I didn't. I just let her do her thing, but I could have said something, but I didn't. My veins on my left and right side, on my right side, they're more prominent. They're more, you'll have a better chance of a better vein on the right side rather than the left side. But she automatically went to the left side. Me, I did not say anything, and she stuck the needle in, and the vein moved right when she did that. So then she had to dig to try to get the vein, and that didn't work. So then they had to switch to my right hand, and I'll insert what it looks like on the camera. Not Abby, but I'll insert what my right and left hand currently look like. I never posted these on Instagram, but I just took a little video. So my right hand was the next day after the surgery, but my left hand is still pretty swollen. It still hurts, and I have to ice it, and my right hand is doing great. So that was a little frustrating, right first thing in the morning. But after that, I was just like, it's okay, whatever, my hand will heal. Let's just continue going. Everyone was very nice, very comforting, and I knew how everything worked with what's going to happen with the surgery, and I felt fine. So fast forward to when I woke up. Because of the amount of surgeries I've had and the amount of times I've gone under anesthesia, my body is pretty much used to waking up and talking normally or just functioning properly, and I've never done any of those, like, you know, those videos on YouTube where it's like people who have their wisdom teeth removed and they're talking all this stupid stuff. I've never done that. Not that I'm aware of, but I know for a fact, maybe I did when I was younger, but nowadays I don't do that. I'm aware of what I'm saying, and it's not stupid talk, it's actual conversation. So right when I wake up, I like to get myself talking just so I can get my brain functioning and to help wear off the anesthesia a little bit. And I asked for one of my parents to come in, so my dad came in, and then my mom came in shortly after. And I was just talking to my dad, having conversations about what happened before the procedure and what it was like in the operating room. And I was telling him what music they were playing in the operating room before I fell asleep. And I was just talking nonchalant, so it was going fine. And when you have sinus surgery, you don't have a cast on your nose. Like, it's not like plastic surgery where they're fixing your nose. It's like they have a gauze pad underneath your nose, and then either they have tape that's taping it right there, or what they do in the outpatient at the hospital is like they have like this string that holds it to your face, but once you leave, it's like it's taped to your face. So they had to like continue to replenish the gauze pad just to, because, you know, my nose is obviously bleeding. And here is when things go different from past surgeries. Now, last time I had a sinus surgery was 2008, but last time I had an actual surgery or a procedure was in 2015 with my whole liver and everything when I had the TIPS procedure. So the only current memories I had of the last surgery I had were from 2015. So that's important for me to say now and for you to remember. And what was different was I was bleeding more than usual. First off, I hadn't had my vitamin K that morning because I was fasting, so I needed to have my vitamin K. And second off, I was just bleeding more than usual, to where they were having to replenish the gauze pad multiple times, to the point where they were having to spray Afrin up my nose and then holding my nose. My parents calculated that they were holding my nose for a total of 2 hours of the amount of times that they did it, to the point where there was like a bruise on my nose because of the amount of times that they were pinching my nose. I wasn't in a lot of pain just because of I was still coming out of anesthesia, so my nose wasn't hurting, a lot wasn't hurting, but I could feel the blood coming down my throat, and I was having a little bit of anxiety, and PTSD was starting to return. A lot of memories from 2015 that were starting to return, which was scary for me because I hadn't had those memories since early 2016. So it had been a while since I had had any of those memories, and that was a little bit scary for me, and I kept not freaking out, but I kept asking, am I going to need a blood transfusion? Do I need a blood transfusion? They're like, no, I don't think you need a blood transfusion. And I kept asking Mom, like, do I need a blood transfusion? And she was, how are you feeling? And I said, I'm feeling like I did in 2015. And so that was really scary to connect memories back to 2015, because I know what it feels like to be bleeding internally, and I know what it feels like to have all those sensations. And so it was very scary for me. After all of that, they finally were able to get my nose to slow down the bleeding. They just were able to give me vitamin K. I was able to start drinking some broth, and we were starting to notice better results, to the point where I was able to go home. So usually in the outpatient, I should have been there for an hour, but we were there for about 5 hours, just because of how much I was bleeding. So that was the only traumatizing part of the surgery, just because I had a lot of memories back to 2015. And yeah, that wasn't fun. But the recovery week was okay. It was just, it's a bummer. It was my spring break, but it's also a good thing it was my spring break, because then I wasn't missing any school. I didn't have a lot of energy, and we think it's because of the blood that I lost, and that my body was still trying to regain its boost of energy. But yeah, during the whole week I just relaxed and focused on recovering, and wow, what a week it's been. I am very glad that I had the surgery, because I'm able to smell again. I have been able to smell in the past, but I didn't realize there are a lot of smells in the world that I forgot about, because I could never like pick it up. Like whenever I cooked bacon, it was always like this faint smell. And one day I was just like, whoa, who knew bacon smelled this strong? And I also smelled I have like my own like signature scent that I like to wear. It smells so good. Like, it smelled good in the past, but now that I can fully smell again, it smells so good. Like, really good. I didn't realize how nice my perfume was. And also, my lungs are doing even better, because when my sinuses weren't doing well, a lot of the mucus was draining from my sinuses down into my lungs. And now there's not much up there, and my lungs are doing a whole lot better. Something that is very exciting that has come out of this is that I can sing. Like, okay, I could sing in the past, but it was getting to the point where my sinuses were so congested and I sounded so nasally, like really bad nasally. It sounded really bad. I hated to sing just because of how bad it sounded. Anyways, now because of the surgery and my sinuses are clear, I know a lot of you guys have been asking and wondering when I'm going to be posting more covers on my channel, since I haven't posted a cover since B. Miller's cover of Like That, or my cover of B. Miller's Like That. And I have a lot planned, guys. There are a lot of covers that I am planning for in the future, and there are a few of them that I'm working really hard on that you guys will be seeing in the next month, which I'm really excited for. And it's gonna be great. So I'm really excited about that. But that is my update. You'll have a fun video next week. But yes, that is my update. Overall, my health is doing great, and I'm recovering and doing well. Today that this video is posted, it'll be my first day back at school, so I'll find out how much energy I actually have for the school day. But I'm doing well. I'm doing much better. Thank you for everyone for your prayers and your thoughts, for those who did know. And that's it for today's video, and I will see you guys next Monday. Bye.